Hey, it's Friday. We made it through week one of the quarantine hiatus from going to work. For most of you, this is week one. For me, this is actually week three because we had the tornado, which actually was on March 2nd. The following week was spring break, and here we are, week one of self-quarantine. I'm going to tell one of my favorite stories to tell today about one of my older videos, and that is the B-17 flight I took back in around September-ish of 2014. So to kind of start this story off, the aircraft actually came in, was parked at B&A for an event, and it was a veterans tour or something. They actually came out, looked at the airplane. The airplane was supposed to do that, and then it was scheduled to reposition down to Smyrna, where they were going to do give rides all weekend. So what wound up happening, I got there early in the morning. I went out. This is when I had just got my GoPro Hero 3, so I was taking a bunch of still shots of it and getting some just video of the airplane, and it was right at sunrise, so we kind of had like this cloud in the background that just made this really cool scene. I actually captured a shot of it, and I made a print of it. It rained all day, so the airplane sat and sat and sat. 4 o'clock in the afternoon when they finally got going, and I had kind of been hounding these guys all day to see if I could ride with them down to Smyrna. Once this actually kind of happened, I happened to be in the lobby at the FBO at Signature. In this shot here, you can see the guy in the white shirt standing out beside the airplane. That's Bill Miller. He was the general manager at the time, and he kind of coordinated this whole thing, and he kind of pointed and was like, hey, can he jump on? And the crew was like, sure, come on in. So he kind of hooked the whole thing up right at the last second. Got in the airplane, and I'm stoked. I just had my one camera, and I had made this great because I had worked for this time. I had worked for Signature for over about 10 years. Never ridden in a private jet, but this totally made up for it. This was one of my other favorite scenes. As we're sitting there holding short of 20 Center, a Delta pulled up right next to us. I just thought, man, how cool would it be to be looking outside that airplane and see a B-17 sitting next to you. This is another one of my favorite shots. As we started taking off because of the moisture in the air, the vortices coming off of the propellers. That's something I'm never going to forget, and I was so happy that I just had the camera pointed there. This particular shot was cool because there was the turret, which was up above where I was sitting in the airplane, so I just kind of was able to hold the camera up there as we were on takeoff. It was funny because as soon as the wheels broke ground, you know, they made us wear seatbelts and everything in the airplane, but as soon as the wheels broke the ground, they're like, okay, take your seatbelts off and wander around. I mean, we were 3 feet off the ground and able to get up and move around. I didn't do a lot of crawling around the airplane. I didn't go out to the nose. I did go back to the back a little, but really just the vantage point of being right behind the crew was a really cool spot, so I stayed there for the majority of the flight. I mean, it was literally a 8-minute flight from Nashville to Smyrna. We flew around kind of to the south of Smyrna, did a circle around the airport, and came back to land on, I believe it was 19. Just the experience of being in this big, bulky, loud airplane. I love that the pilot, you know, you see him wearing gloves to fly the airplane. I'm like, man, it is. I mean, it's a beast to fly this thing around. Shot this whole thing in GoPro Studio again. That's where I did all the editing, and I finished it off with the actual print shot that I had taken. So it was a fun flight. It was a fun video to make, just to kind of capture it. I used that Angels and Airwaves song. I thought it was so fitting, and actually the way the music aligned with a lot of the scenes, it was perfect. So definitely one of my favorite experiences I've gotten to have. Of course, link to the real video is down below in the description. Go give it a look. It's another short one, about 2.5 minutes. So, all right, gonna take the weekend off. We'll get back to it on Monday. We'll look at another video. Thanks for watching, guys.